Okay, so this video is actually not scripted. This is just pretty much me giving my thoughts out to the Tpot 21 announcement. And to that, Jack and Jellify is doing yet another theatrical release. Now, in this video, I'm going to explain why I do not like Jack and Jellify releasing all their episodes, as theatrical releases. Because this shit is starting to get so repetitive from the J&J crew. And just as a side note, this is not me sending any hate towards Jack and Jellify and their crew. I am really grateful towards the work Jack and Jellify has put in to deliver these high quality BFDIA and Tpot episodes. This is just constructive criticism. So to give a better perspective of why I am super annoyed Tpot 21 is a theatrical release, let's go back to the first theatrical release, which was way back to Tpot 6. At the time, it was a really cool concept, and this was also a great milestone for the OSC. And I was in support of that. Yes, some issues did start to rise with the whole leaking situation, and the children screaming every 5 seconds. But overall, at the time, I thought this was really cool how the J&J crew can pull this off. And there was something special about this specific theatrical release that modern and recent theatrical releases do not have. And during the first theatrical release, you had both the J&J crew and the Inanimate Insanity crew. And this really gave a good reason why the first theatrical release was actually really hyped up. Hell, at the end of the episode screenings, the creators would even do a Q&A with their audience. And at the time, I truly felt jealous that I wasn't able to go to the episode screenings. Now, the next BFDI theatrical release was Tpot 12 and BFDIA 14. And at the time, I kind of saw a trend of how Jack and Jellify would tackle these theatrical release schedules. Only one Tpot and one BFDIA episode would release in theaters per year. I even myself came up with the theory that every 6 Tpot episodes would be a theatrical release. I would have actually been really okay with that, had my theory aged well. Still not the best case scenario, and I'll give my overall thoughts at the end, but at least every theatrical release would have felt like a special occasion. Now, let's fast forward to Tpot 18. While it was a VidCon release, it looks like I was actually going to be correct about my theory, with every 6 Tpot episodes being a theatrical release. But then Tpot 19 happened, and what the fuck, it's also a theatrical release? But at the end of the day, I did let that slide, only because it was actually a meetup, and a meetup needed to happen in 2025. Now, all the positivity is going to end here in this video, because this is where things start to get kind of bad here. But all you need to know is, every single BFDI episode after Tpot 18, excluding BFDI E1, was a theatrical release. So as of making this video, the last 5 BFDI episodes have been theatrical releases. And with Tpot 21 being confirmed a theatrical release, that's 6 fucking BFDI episodes in theaters released first in a row. And I can guarantee you, every single remaining Tpot episode, and especially every single remaining BFDIA episode, will be a theatrical release, I can guarantee you. And in my opinion, this whole releasing BFDIA episodes in theaters first needs to stop. And prepare yourself, because I have a couple list of reasons why I do not like BFDI episodes releasing in theaters first. So, you know what? First, let's just get the obvious out of the way. Leaks are going to be a massive problem again. I'm not going to go into too much detail about this because I feel like enough people have already addressed this as a problem. The only thing I'm going to add on to this is that it actually ruins my BFDI viewing experience, most especially with the eliminations. But I also believe this is just a big cash grab. And I actually wouldn't recommend going to theaters to watch the episode on screen for a couple of reasons. As mentioned before, the episode is going to get leaked, so you could just watch the leaks if you really, really are dying to watch the episode. Which is completely illegal, and I do not condone this, but hey, it happens. Another reason, and that's to my knowledge, the viewing experience in theaters is not good because you've got all the screaming children. Third of all, it does not feel like a special occasion at all. Yes, you are watching the biggest BFDI episode on the big screen, but nowadays you don't get to meet up with the BFDI creators anymore. I thought the main fun of coming into the BFDI and Inanimate Insanity meetups was to literally meet up with the BFDI and Inanimate Insanity creators. And granted, they can't really go to 50 different locations in the US. But to that end, I ask myself, what's even the point of this? Why is Jack and Jellify so obsessed with releasing every single episode in theaters first? It's not necessary. Especially when you consider the same day the episode premieres in theaters, the episode is going to come out on YouTube literally the next day. Comparing this back to the first BFDI meetup, episodes actually released 1 week after the premiering on theaters, and it was not a total cash grab from the get-go, as you literally got to see the episode proper early. And nowadays you're probably going to spend about 50 quid for maybe a half an hour episode when it's going to release tomorrow anyway. I can't even imagine what the parents have to go through when their kids are practically begging them to take them to the theaters to see the episode on screen. It must be a super painful experience. And obviously, whether or not you want to go into these theaters, it's entirely your decision. I'm not trying to influence your opinion to go or not to go. I mean, hell, even if I wanted to go to the BFDI theaters, I can't because I live in the UK. But moral of the story is, the BFDI episodes being released in theaters first is starting to get so fucking repetitive, starting to get a whole lot boring, and I can guarantee you, going to a BFDI screening in 2026 is not the same as going to the BFDI screening in 2023 or 2024. But here's a curious question, and I want you to answer this in the comments. How often do you think BFDI episodes should release in theaters? Personally, in my opinion, I only believe a BFDI episode should be in theaters if it's the biggest episode of the series or the finale. But I would have been completely fine with one new Tpot episode and one new BFDI episode being released in theaters first per year. And I also believe Inanimate Insanity has done a much better job with releasing Inanimate Insanity episodes in theaters first, only on special occasions, and not just going out of their way to just release all their episodes in theaters first. The only Inanimate Insanity episodes to be released in theaters first was I 14, which was part of the first BFDI and Inanimate Insanity meetup, as well as Season 2, Episode 15, and the Season 2 finale. So, just to pretty much round this video up, Jack and Jellify, please stop releasing your episodes in theaters first. It is getting very annoying. And if I have won the lottery and one of the G&J crew members is watching this video, please take notes. Because honestly, at this point, I really, really hope somebody starts a petition about this. But that's been all from me. This is our Team KR 111 signing out.